And welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. We are visiting with our friends from Meals on Wheels with Angie Click and Carol White. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Some people, you guys, might be new in town and perhaps they're not familiar with, if at least they're familiar with Meals on Wheels, they might not really be familiar with Meals on Wheels. So tell us a little bit, just an overview about your organization.
Yeah, so the mission of Meals on Wheels is to provide nutritious meals in a home or social setting while assisting individuals in remaining healthy, independent, and out of extended care facilities. We have been around for 44 years. We've been in Stark and Wayne counties. We serve nearly 1,500 meals a day now.
Whoa, stop. Okay. Really? Let's say that again. You serve how many meals every day?
1,500. We have gone up about 100 meals in the last year.
That is remarkable. All right. And who is receiving these meals?
So we have a lot of different clients. We kind of cover anybody. It's not just senior citizens. It's not just older Americans. We have a lot of daycares that we deliver to. We work a lot with developmentally disabled groups. That's a growing population because we can serve them at their job or at their home. We work with different vets. We have actually 20% of our clients are veterans or widows of veterans. And then we also work with a recovering population, so people who are coming out of the hospital.
When you say daycare, are you talking about little ones?
Yes.
You're delivering
little
meals to
ones.
little children.
Yes, we are.
And is it the specific family that sets it up, or does the daycare set it up for you to deliver to all of the children? So everybody gets one.
Yes, the
Okay.
daycare sets it up, and we take it in kind of like catering the lunch a little bit.
Oh, my. I think some people would be very shocked to know how good the food actually is. Because when you're talking about catering a lunch, you're really talking about catering. This is really good food. Can you talk about the cooks and what goes into it?
Yeah, our food is delicious. The joke at the office is everybody wants what we're having on our menu instead of what they cook at home. It is all thought out. We have a nutritionist on staff. She plans the whole menu. Each meal provides 1/3 of your daily nutrition. We have a whole new kind of group. We revamped everything within the last couple years. We have a brand new commissary manager who kind of runs everything back in the kitchen. We have a great staff. We actually just won an award for a cook-off in Massillon, so our food is definitely really popular, really good. Not the stigma that a lot of people think that it is.
We've got time. Let's talk about that cook-off. Who were you up against?
It was a couple local organizations. So it was the senior fair at the Massillon Rec Center.
Yes.
And we just kind of came in. We heard about it. We were new to it. We'd seen it happen the year before when we attended. And then this year we kind of got on board and wanted to serve our food. And they had local judges kind of come in. There were a group of 3 people that got to taste the meals. And we won. We did like a loaded baked potato slider with coleslaw and barbecue sauce. And it still is healthy, but really, really good.
It sounds awesome.
We won. Yeah.
Baked potato slider. I've never thought of doing that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh, my. That's a great idea. All right. I just read somewhere that you have now served, according to this year, your 13 millionth meal?
Yes. So the numbers for Meals on Wheels are growing like crazy. We are up, like I said, 100 meals a day from last year. We are up 30% from what we've been doing in the last 5 years. What's happening is just the senior population in general is growing rapidly. Actually, by 2050, the whole senior population is supposed to double.
Oh, yeah.
So,
baby boomers are going to be, we always make a mark wherever we go. Yes.
Yes. So as that population is growing, obviously more and more people need our help and need our meals. So we've really, really been stepping it up and serving the community and finding more people who need us and making sure that we reach them.
And doing it so well. The food insecurity is such a fixable thing. You know, when we live in this country where there is so much, we are so blessed. Nobody should be hungry in Stark County, Wayne County, or the United States of America. It's just something that is so fixable. When you talk about your holistic approach to fixing it, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so we like to focus on more than just nutrition. Obviously, we want to make sure people are well fed and that they're getting nutritious meals. But we want to make sure that they're doing well just as a whole person. We want to kind of cater to every aspect of their life. So we do a safety check. Our volunteers have to physically interact with each client when they drop off a meal so that we know they're well and able enough to come to the door. We also do a Wheels for Wags program where we provide free pet food to anybody who needs it. They just have to let us know, and we'll bring food so they don't have to share it with their pets themselves. I'm a dog lover, and I for sure would not want my pet to go hungry. So just kind of overall, we really focus on peace of mind. We want our clients to know that they're being looked after. We want our loved ones of those clients to know that they're being safe and looked after. So that's really what we focus on. We want to make sure every part of them is being as well taken care of as possible.
Are you finding as people age, more and more of them are trying to stay at home for as long as possible, and then this helps them do that?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is. We actually have a couple quotes from clients where they talk about specifically how this service is enabling them to stay home. And without us, they wouldn't be able to do it. They'd have to go to assisted living or extended care facility.
And I think in the day and age that we live in, so often you don't live in the same town as your aging parents because work or something has taken you away. And for those folks living out of town, this has got to be a huge burden lifted from them as well to know that someone's checking on mom or dad and making sure that they're getting fed. Yes, that's why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's why we do it. We have a lot of parents who are out of state, a lot of, well, I guess kids that
adult
live
kids.
out, yes, who are out of state, who need to make sure their parents are taken care of, and they can't be here all the time to do it. So we like to step in for them and kind of fill that gap. And if anything ever is wrong, hopefully it's not. Our volunteers are really, really good about letting our office know, and our office will immediately contact whoever they have for their emergency list.
I'm so inspired by who your volunteers are because some of them, I think, are who we might in our minds think would be receiving these meals, but they're the ones actually out driving around. Talk to me about your volunteers.
Okay, so we have some of the best volunteers, I feel, at Meals on Wheels. They just really love what they do. But yes, they are mostly senior citizens, mostly retirees. We do have the occasional company organization that actually adopts a route, which we can talk a little bit more about that. But most of our volunteers are people that have been in the community and are now retired and are just looking for something to do to get them out of the house, and they enjoy it. So, yeah, some of our volunteers are actually older than some of the clients that are getting meals, and it's kind of comical. We have some that are in their 80s delivering to people in their 70s, and we have volunteers that actually have delivered for 20, 30 years, and then they get sick themselves and have to stop volunteering, so then in 2 weeks they're on Meals on Wheels. So they're still a part of the company or part of the organization, still want to be a part of the mission. They're just now receiving the meals on the other end.
It's come full circle by that time. What's required? What do you need to be able to do to volunteer and deliver the meals?
Well, time, and we'll take whatever time you have. Usually about 90 minutes is what we say a route. Most are 60.
And in that time, I don't mean to interrupt you, but in that 90 minutes, about how many stops are you making?
Every site is a little bit different, but I would say we average about 18.
Wow.
16 to 18 stops.
You're
and some of
booking
those
it.
are couples. Yes, we are booking it. What's nice about when I say that and people say 18 meals, sometimes, though, is actually we're only going to maybe 10 stops because it could be a husband and wife getting a meal in those 18 meals.
Okay, that makes sense.
Some of our larger sites, though, one of our reason why we have such a huge need is we're growing so much with adding the extra 100 meals a day, and our volunteer growth hasn't actually matched that. So we're at the point now where we have some sites that the routes are getting to be like 24, 30, 33 people on the routes, and it's making it so that our volunteers are doing full 2-hour routes versus their 60 to 90 minutes.
It's quite an operation. Let's explain to anyone who's not familiar with it where the cooking takes place, and then how many sites do you have now throughout Stark and Wayne?
We have 17 sites throughout Stark and Wayne counties. All of the cooking actually takes place at our main commissary in Massillon. So every morning we start this at 4 a.m. We have truck drivers who come in, they load up their trucks, they take the food out to those 17 different sites. The people at those sites are called site coordinators. They get everything ready. They get everything packaged and set up for the volunteers. And then the volunteers come in about 10:45, start loading up their cars. We have coolers that we package everything into. They pack up, and then they're out on their routes. And usually by about 12:30, everyone's back.
Wow. So about 10:45, you arrive. About 11 to 12:30, you are delivering meals and coming back, bringing back your cooler for the next day.
Yes, bringing back your cooler, and then it starts all over.
Now, to volunteer, do you need a person every day, once a week, once a month? What do you recommend?
We have open routes almost every single day currently. But I'm looking for volunteers that really can do anything. We will take whatever time commitment you have. We have some people that do it weekly, certain day of the week. We have others that do it maybe every other week. We have some that do it only once a month. So we will take, at this point, any volunteer that's willing to do it. I always encourage people to ride along, because I think once someone rides along, they're going to be hooked. I think it's a fun experience. I mean, I know I enjoy when I get to go out and deliver the meals. It's just fun. They're waiting for you. They have a smile on their face. They're excited to see you. You might be the only human contact they have all day long. And it's really rewarding on both ends.
Isn't it so fun to have someone be that excited to see you at their door? I always think that's just a blast when we're delivering meals, that they are so excited to see you.
Oh, yes. It's so much fun. And they always have something to say, or they're cute, or they're talking about their day, their animal. Mm-hmm. It could be sports like the Indians. A lot of them are all about the Indians. Did you watch those Indians or the Buckeyes? Or, you just never know what they're going to say. Some of them are really fun. Some unfortunately have like home health aides that are there with them, but you can still talk to them a little bit. But
think about it. If you had no one to talk to all day long, I would have a lot of words built up and someone to share them with.
Exactly.
And lots of thoughts. And yes, it gives them, I think it's got to be healthy mentally for someone to have that interaction with another human being at some point during the day.
Yes, and I think it's great because like our volunteers, we have some really awesome volunteers that plan things like for holidays. They give them treat bags.
Neat.
They buy them all presents, or they just do special things to help out. And I think that's rewarding too.
Do you travel in ones or twos, or how do you go?
Well, we encourage you to bring a pair, like to do it in twos. It's a lot easier to have someone that's navigating and someone that's delivering, but you can do it. A lot of people do it by themselves. So
really?
Oh, yeah.
But better in pairs, because
I think it's more fun. You have
runner.
Someone to interact while you're doing, or someone to help with reading directions, because the route book, we have awesome little route books our site coordinators create that literally tell you where to turn, the color of the house, the shutter, so you can't miss landmarks. I mean, down to a T.
You do that for the drivers so they don't need a GPS? Or
basically, they don't have to use a GPS.
Wow. But they do need a driver's license, obviously.
And auto insurance.
Okay, and that's it.
So those are two important things they need, and basically a good driving record. We do a background check to make sure we're not sending someone in that shouldn't be in the home. But other than that, driver's license, auto insurance.
Pretty easy. You mentioned adopt a route, but I'm taking a look at our clock, and we're going to need to take a break here. We will be back with Kara and with Angie with talking about Meals on Wheels. We really need you to volunteer. More and more people are needing the meals delivered, and so we need more and more people delivering them. We'll be back after these words. You're listening to Our Community.